What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to a very special episode of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you solo dolo, and it's episode 800. It is episode 800 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. And you know, it's one of those things that's super cool. These milestone episodes really put into perspective a lot of things. This journey that we have been on together since 2018. It's a really special moment. And when you get those moments, you embrace them, you enjoy them. And we're going to talk about 800 episodes at the end of the show. We got some fun stuff on here. Not an Eagles game preview episode. That will be on Monday. That will drop Monday morning for you all. But there is some Eagles talk. A lot of Flyers talk. Some Philadelphia Union chatter. But then we will also reminisce, as we are now 800 episodes officially in at the start of this recording, to Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. And ladies and gentlemen, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thank you for your continued support. Thank you for your belief in this product, and thank you for your belief in what we are able to accomplish here and bringing independent media to the people and making sure that you are consuming, the content that you believe in from Philly sports, and the content that you want to see from, your traditional media that you don't typically get. And it means a lot. It means a lot to all of us here at Underground, past, present, future, that you believe in us. So thank you for 800 episodes. Before we get into all the good stuff, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. You want to help continue making 800 more episodes possible. Follow us on the socials: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. We're on every social media platform. LinkedIn. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod. Please subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. It is the biggest way to help this show continue to, just boost and reach new milestones when you subscribe. So please subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave me a 5-star review. It goes a long way. I read them on the show. When you leave 5-star reviews, it's been a long time since we've gotten a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. But if you want me to read a 5-star review, I certainly will. And you can leave them on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us a 5-star review on Spotify as well. It would mean the world to leave us a review. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of our original 6 podcasts on the network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We're at 1,167 subscribers as of this recording. Can we get to 1,200 before the end of 2025? That is the big question. Can we get to 1,200 subscribers, which means we need 33 more of you to subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. Please subscribe. And as you all know, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. Yes, my hometown is the presenting sponsor of this show. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can I just tell you something? The City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
The Vineland Municipal Utilities is committed to helping your business succeed. As a community-owned utility, our focus is on service, not profit. From site planning to powering your operations, we can help you achieve your strategic goals. Whether it's a customized cost analysis of your usage needs, engineering support to ensure a smooth interconnection, or offering lower rates than neighboring utilities, we want to be your partner in creating an environment for long-term success. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
What a time. What a time. 800 episodes in. And as we record episode 800, the Eagles will be playing on Monday Night Football. Not a lot of Phillies news going on. Winter meetings start next week, so we'll be in full throttle with Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto and where Nikki C unfortunately may be shipped off to and all that good stuff. But who would have thought on episode 800? I think if you would have flashed back to 2018 and told Dylan Mazzola, one of our core four, that the 800th episode of this show, if he fast forwarded 7 years, damn near, almost 8, that episode 800 would have a leadoff segment with the Philadelphia Flyers, I think he would have called you crazy. Yet here we are talking Flyers on the opening segment of the show, and it's for good reason. Because, guys, I told you on the last episode that I recorded, episode 799, that the Flyers are a good hockey team, and it is time for the city of Philadelphia to embrace that once again. Now, I'm not saying they are Stanley Cup contenders. I'm not saying that they are, one of the best teams in the league. What I am saying is they're a good hockey team. And, of course, immediately after I put that out there in the universe, the Flyers proceeded on Monday to take belt to ass from the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-1. But then they bounced back and beat the Sabres. Bada bing, 5-2. A 5-2 win over the Sabres. They're in a playoff spot right now, sitting at 33 points, 15-8-3, right behind Pittsburgh, the Hurricanes, and the Capitals, but not by much. Only 3 points out of first place in the Metropolitan, 1 point out of second place. And guess who the Flyers have upcoming on the schedule in about a week? The Carolina Hurricanes at Xfinity Mobile Arena, and then down in Carolina the very next day. A lot of shaking and moving could be happening for the Flyers in the next couple of days. I love where this team is at. Trevor Zegras, I know I constantly talk about him, but it feels so vindicating to have been so right about a hockey player when hockey is not my number one sport that I discuss in my day-to-day life, let alone on this show. You guys know I'm baseball, football, lacrosse. Then I go kind of basketball a little bit. Then I go hockey as like my least knowledgeable. But I can talk that hockey. Okay, I may not have the intricacies, I may not have the X's and O's, but I'll talk that hockey. And I knew from a long, long time ago, I knew from the beginning, Trevor Zegras was that guy. And I told you all, the night that trade happened, and the very next episode I was able to record, that Trevor Zegras was born to play in Philadelphia. His play style, his swagger, his confidence, he was going to fit perfectly here. Reunited with his boy Jamie Drysdale. He's beyond as advertised. He is beyond as advertised. And it makes me happy because I knew this guy was so good. And he's blowing away expectations. You look at what he did, against the Sabres on Wednesday night. Where is my guy, Zegras? Here we go. Records a goal, 25% shooting percentage in the game. Michkov comes to life with 2 assists. Bobby Brink with 2 points, goal and an assist. TK, same thing. Sanheim, 2 assists. Jamie Drysdale with an assist. Grebenkin, an assist. Owen Tippett with a goal. Coots with an assist. Like, the boys are buzzing. This team is playing incredible hockey, and you kind of feel like they are starting to pick up what Rick Tocchet has been trying to throw down. They're bought in. Trevor Zegras is a guy that is a fan favorite and is just really, really good at his job. I don't even know what player to compare Trevor Zegras to in another sport. He's just that guy. And, people probably say that he was on the cover of NHL way too early. I beg to differ. The guy is a bona fide star. What year was that? That was 23. So it was released in late 2022. He's a bona fide superstar, man. And the fact that Trevor Zegras is doing all of this, he's catching the eye of casuals. He's 24 years old. The guy is a star. He's going to be an all-star. It will be the equivalent of Christopher Sanchez not being an all-star if Trevor Zegras is not an all-star this year for the Philadelphia Flyers. I'll put it that way. The dude is firing on all cylinders this year. He is currently sitting with 26 points, 10 goals, 16 assists in 26 games. He's a point-per-game player. And that is everything you want from a star-caliber player on your team, is you want them to be contributing at least a point per game. And the fact that Trevor Zegras is a point-per-game player, his first year in a new market, in a bigger market than Anaheim will ever be, with a brand-new head coach, brand-new system, brand-new teammates, he's blown my expectations out of the water, and this guy should be celebrated so much more than we already have been celebrating him, because he's only going to continue to get better. He's only going to continue to progress and be a cornerstone piece of this franchise for years to come, and being somebody that will be part of this core when we hope the Flyers are pushing for Stanley Cups. You want a guy like Zegras on a Stanley Cup, type team. You want him and the Michkovs and the Porter Martones and guys like that to be part of the core that pushes this franchise forward to the next level. And I just think Trevor Zegras has been everything we've been clamoring for with Philadelphia hockey. I've talked about the Flyers a couple times on episodes over the past couple of weeks and saying, we've been starved for playoff hockey. The Flyers are, a team that when they are clicking, so many people just easily get behind it. It's very much like the Union, but way more enhanced, simply because the Flyers have been around far longer than the Union, and that's no slight to the Union. But, when the Flyers are good, they pull casuals out of the crevices of the Earth's crust. That is just what good hockey does in this city is it brings people together like you can't even imagine. And I have watched more Flyers games through the first almost full 2 months, because obviously October, it's like mid-October when the season starts. Almost a full 2 months, I have watched far more Flyers hockey games than I have watched probably combined over the last decade plus. You know, I would watch games early on, in this podcast's existence, when we were splitting the show up. Like, if you're not an OG and you weren't listening, like, back in, like, the single-digit episodes, we used to split this show up and record the show live on Wednesdays at night and Saturdays in the afternoon. And our Saturdays were Sixers Saturdays and Flyers afternoon skate, and we split the teams up. So Wednesdays was dedicated to the Eagles and Phillies, and Saturdays were the Sixers and the Flyers. And that was a dumb format. We should have just talked about everything on every episode. But we learned quickly and we pivoted, and it's been a much better success for the show, in my opinion. I hope in your opinion too. But back when it was Flyers afternoon skate, I would watch certain Flyers games. I wasn't watching every game, though. I was paying attention more to box scores and highlights and stuff like that, simply because the Flyers were not good. We knew that they were stuck in that purgatory hellscape, and we were clamoring back then, when Dylan Mazzola aptly named the Seattle Kraken on this very network, that the Flyers needed to rebuild. And here we are now, year 2 of the rebuild, and it has brought us Trevor Zegras. It has brought us Matvei Michkov. It has brought us Jamie Drysdale. It has brought us Owen Tippett. It has brought us, the likes of Noah Cates and Tyson Forster, who is unfortunately going to be out 2 to 3 months, and that is a huge blow to this team. But now you're going to need other guys to step up in his absence. And I mean, the schedule does not get easier over the next couple of games, even though they're all at home. You've got the Avalanche, Sharks, Golden Knights, and Hurricanes all coming to town. And when I take a look at the standings here in the West, the Avalanche, obviously one of the best teams in hockey, if not the best. They are the number 1 team in the West. Are they the best team in hockey? Yes, they are. The Avalanche are the best team in hockey. The Golden Knights come to town, and they are in second place in the Pacific Division with 32 points. If the Flyers were in the Pacific Division, they would be in a points tie with the Ducks. That's how bad the Pacific Division is. It's crazy. It's wild to me that how piss poor the West is. Outside of the Avalanche, the Stars, the Wild are pretty solid. The Blackhawks are hanging around. Ducks, Golden Knights, Kings are the only teams with 30-plus points. The Sharks are coming to town. They're like middle of the pack. And then you've got the Hurricanes, who you're looking for a little revenge from earlier in the season and chasing them in the standings. This Flyers team is really, really fun. I'm imploring all of you to just give them a shot, give them a chance, because they are just a joy. They're so entertaining to watch. And, you will find yourselves having a lot of fun watching this Flyers team. So, look, and, we talked about this on the last episode, just looking at this homestand. They've split it so far. I thought they should have beat the Penguins, which unfortunate that they didn't get that win. Also, if you see me, moving my hand, this knuckle right here is, stuck, and I'm trying to, get it loose again. I don't know what happened, and I'm just trying to get it loose so that my hand feels normal. So if you see me fidgeting, that's what's going on. Avalanche game is going to be tough. I don't expect a win there. Just compete is what I want to see. I want to see compete from the team. I want to see fight. And crazier things have happened. We've seen crazier things happen. Who's to say the Flyers can't win that game? But I'm not expecting a win in that game. I'm expecting fight. I'm expecting them to not go down without a fight. Sharks game, fully expecting a win. Golden Knights go belt to ass on that team. If you know, you know. And then the Hurricanes, that's going to be spicy. Back-to-back, home and home, weekend series against them. Could shift the Eastern Conference standings up quite a bit if the Flyers are able to do some damage against the Hurricanes and nab a couple of points in those two games. But, hey, man, Rick Tocchet has these boys playing extremely well, and I'm loving every minute of it. It's really fun to have fun, entertaining, and good hockey to watch and root for, and it's been a while since we have had that here in Philadelphia. It has been quite a while. And to have it and to experience it now, you know, in my early 30s, as opposed to, you know, my early to mid 20s, I feel like it's a lot different. You know, you pick up on a lot of nuances of sports, and you're able to kind of just appreciate things a lot more. And I'm appreciating what I'm seeing from the Flyers. And if you're not appreciating it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's on you. And I totally just realized I forgot to change the ticker text. What a time. But yeah, I mean, if you're having fun watching the Flyers, like Flyers Twitter is such a fascinating place to me. Flyers Twitter is such a fascinating place to me. Because the way that they talk about this team, you would think that the Flyers are one of the worst teams in the NHL. It's a crazy thing. Like, I think there's so much pessimism in Flyers Twitter simply because of Flyers seasons of yesteryear, where you're looking at what the end result was and just not living in the moment and enjoying what is in front of you. And I know that's tough for Flyers fans to come to grips with, just because it hasn't been the case for this team in, you know, who knows how long. But I am just genuinely, like, imploring any and all Flyers Twitter members to just, like, sit back, do one of these. Do one of these. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see. If you're an audio listener, I'll explain. Just do one of these and pretend you're watching the Flyers on your ceiling, and it's just the coolest experience ever, because you didn't expect them to be on your ceiling, but there they are. And that's what this Flyers season is. You didn't expect them to be this good. We didn't expect to be talking Flyers hockey in December, and yet here we are. And I'm happy about it. Like, this is cool. This is fun. Like, I genuinely root for the success of any and all Philadelphia franchises. Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, Union, Water Dogs, Wings. I want all of those teams to have success. I want all of those teams to celebrate championships. I want them all to have parades down Broad Street. Who's to say this isn't the start of something really awesome for the Flyers in their future? But the way Flyers Twitter talks about things, it's such a, for lack of a better term, it's a disgusting cesspool. Because it's just pessimism. It's, a lot of Flyers Twitter just refuse to live in the moment. And I am just hoping any members of Flyers Twitter who are listening to this, just live in the moment, man. They're a fun hockey team. They are a fun hockey team. I'm enjoying watching them play hockey, and I am a big-time casual. I love the Flyers' successes. I've been bought into this rebuild because I want to see it through. I want to see what happens. But man, Flyers Twitter, y'all need to just take 2 claps, and a woosah. Everything's going to be all right. And you know what's all right? The way this Flyers team is playing, man. I'll tell you that much. The way this Flyers team is playing, they are buzzing. And you know what else is awesome? Our friends at 47. Guys, 47 is truly the best headwear in the game. I've got some blank Johns coming. We're getting some custom hats made for a couple of our shows here because we love repping 47. It's the most comfortable headwear. Most comfortable headwear in the game. I'm rocking the Eagles Super Bowl champions bad boy right now. The Super Bowl 59 patch on the side. It's one of my favorite hats I own. I love 47. Their aesthetic is beautiful. The way their hats fit my head is just perfect. They are my go-to headwear brand of choice, and it's not even close. You guys can shop with 47. Shop for the holidays. It's the easiest gift to get somebody. Get something to represent their favorite sports team, whether it be MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA, soccer, NASCAR, WNBA, minor league baseball, college, you name it, they've got it. Use our link in the description to shop with 47, and when you join the 47 family, you get free shipping on all orders when you sign up using our link. So shout out to 47 for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Shifting from the ice to the gridiron, not an Eagles preview episode. I will be doing that Sunday night and previewing the game for your listening and viewing pleasure Monday morning. But some news broke that a lot of people felt like we were going to have a reunion season with the Birds, but as of right now, that is not the case. So the Pittsburgh Steelers and Darius Slay, big play Slay, mutually agreed to part ways. Really wasn't working out for Slay this year in Pittsburgh on the other side of PA. They mutually agreed to part ways. There was a lot of hubbubaloo, a lot of rumblings that Mr. Slay was potentially eyeing a reunion with the Philadelphia Eagles, right where he was since 2020. He had to clear waivers or had to fall to the Eagles on waivers for that to be a possibility. And unfortunately, that was not a possibility. Slay was claimed by the Buffalo Bills. And, you know, if I was Slay, that's a pretty awesome opportunity. You know, the Bills are a good team. They're a playoff team. You know, the Steelers are battling for their playoff lives. They're not a lock to make the playoffs. But, you know, Buffalo Bills, consistently a playoff team, quality defense. I wouldn't think twice about going and playing there. But Slay apparently is all in on the Birds. And it feels like that's the case, just the way that Jen, his wife, has been tweeting. And then the news comes out that, you know, Darius Slay is contemplating retirement because he will not report to the Buffalo Bills. Sounds like Mr. Drew Rosenhaus, who is Slay's agent, is trying to push his client to a different city than Buffalo, if I had to read the tea leaves. If I had to read the writing in Jen Slay's banana pudding that she brings to the tailgates, I would say Mr. Rosenhaus, big play Slay are trying to kind of force their way to get him back on waivers and get him to Philadelphia. Will it happen? That remains to be seen. It would be pretty cool for, you know, one last ride with big play Slay for real. It's a fascinating thing. And, you know, I saw a tweet that said the Eagles have had two players come in from the outside and retire this year, being Zadarius Smith and Jair Alexander. They had a player unretire to join the team, and that is Brandon Graham. And then they have a player who is threatening to retire because he cannot sign with the team, and that is Darius Slay. The Eagles are the epicenter of the word retirement here in 2025 for a multitude of reasons. I don't know. It would be cool to have Slay here just for a lot of insurance purposes, get him up to snuff. Not that he doesn't know the defense already. He won a championship playing in the defense. And to have him there is, some depth, reunite him with Quignon and Cooper DeJean, two guys who have talked extremely highly about Slay. And, I mean, is he worse than Adoree Jackson? And not that Adoree Jackson has been horrible since week 1, but, I think Slay knows the system a little better and would play well. He's definitely better than Keely Ringo, and that's a bummer because I was a Ringo guy from draft night. But he's certainly just a special teamer, in my opinion, and doesn't really have any business being on the field as a defensive starter at this point in time. But to just have the depth would be great. We'll see what happens, but it would be pretty cool to have a reunion with Big Play Slay here in Philadelphia. But right now, he's in Buffalo. His rights belong to the Bills, and if he retires and unretires, he still belongs to the Bills. He would have to go back on waivers. Yada, yada, yada. Let me know if you guys want Big Play Slay back in Philadelphia, if it would be a possibility. Did you want him when he first hit waivers? Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. You can leave me a voicemail at any time. That voicemail line is like A.J. Brown. It is always open. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. And that Big Play Slay talk brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Guys, there's no better way to stand out in the crowd. Whether you're going down to the link for a game, heading out to the bars with the homies, kicking it at home, and you just want to feel good while you look good and you're playing good, PHI Apparel Company is the place to do it. Because with their unique designs for all, there's no doubt in my mind, no doubt in their minds, that you will stand out in the crowd. Go to phiapparel.co, and when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND, and you will get 10% off your next merch order from our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Again, that's phiapparel.co, code UNDERGROUND, 10% off your next merch order. Stand out in the crowd with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Last bit of sports news here. The Philadelphia Union are in the news for a pretty quality reason. The Philadelphia Union have signed forward Ezekiel Alado, the 20-year-old sensation. It is a club record signing on a long-term deal. Ezekiel Alado. He's guaranteed through 2028 with club options for 29 and 30. He's from Ghana. He's going to be added to the Union's active roster following receipt of his international transfer certificate and P1 visa, and will occupy an international roster slot. Bradley Carnell said Ezekiel is a talented young striker who has shown encouraging potential in a competitive European league. His pace, directness, and vertical movement provide a strong foundation, and at 6'3", he brings strength and undeniable presence to the position. His work rate and high-level mentality align well with our system, and we're excited to welcome him to Philadelphia as he continues to develop his game. He was playing in Sweden. He scored 8 goals, registered 1 assist in 32 appearances across all competitions. Pretty awesome signing. He was born in 2005. 3-year deal with those club options. Record signing, 6'3", 170 pounds. Ezekiel Alado, your newest member of the Philadelphia Union. I like it. It's very Union. It's very against the grain, and it's only going to improve the offense. There's a lot of uncertainty about guys who could end up leaving transfer window wise, and leaving the club in the off season. Go get a young guy and kind of be the Union way, and to do it at a record club signing. For a team that doesn't necessarily spend like you would want them to, for them to go and get a guy who has proven, in, some fashion in Europe, that he can compete at a high level. I really like the signing, and I think Alado is going to be a really big part of what Bradley Carnell is trying to do with this, era of the Philadelphia Union, and for him to be here on a long-term deal is pretty sweet, and it'll be for the starting years of his prime. I think it's awesome, and I think the Union are going to be better for it. I think they're going to learn from this, and in a positive way. It's not like a mistake learning. It's like we can spend money and still, accomplish what we want to accomplish as an organization. So I like the signing a lot. I think it's a smart signing. You take a little bit of a risk there just because he's kind of an unknown by a lot of people, but I genuinely think this is a smart move by the Philadelphia Union to go and get somebody like Ezekiel Alado, African player, playing in Sweden. So, I mean, what more could you ask for? Obviously you're not going and getting, Messi and all that, but hey, go get somebody that no one else was looking at, make him feel welcome in Philadelphia by giving him that record deal, and hopefully he performs for you at the end of the day. That's all you can ask for, is hopefully he performs. I like it. Union fans, let me know what you think. I think it's been overwhelmingly a positive reception to the move, and I think it's a quality move for a team that, for a team that needed a little bit of a shakeup and to get a little bit younger, up top. I can't complain whatsoever. So let me know what you guys think about the signing there of Ezekiel Alado. Welcome to Philadelphia, my friend. The Ezekiel Alado news brought to you by our awesome pals over at Biñho. Guys, there's no better way to just enjoy yourselves this holiday season, whether it be at a party, tailgate, whatever it may be. You break out a Biñho board, you're going to be the talk of your event. Biñho is the next big tabletop gaming experience for all of your events. It's paper football meets foosball for the next big tabletop flicking experience. You guys can go to the link in the description to shop with Biñho. That way they know you're coming from us, and you use our link. Fill up your cart, get your officially licensed Philadelphia Union boards, get your officially licensed any MLS team boards, any type of flow from Arsenal, Chelsea, Juventus, Liverpool, and more. They've got officially licensed boards for all the big clubs in Europe. More will be rolling out soon, I'm sure. You can customize your own board as well. We've got 3 down here that I want to break out pretty soon, maybe this weekend. Flick some Biñho around. But when you go to shop with Biñho, do so by using the link in the description. And when you go to checkout, use code BiñhoBennett62 for a generous 10% off your next order from our friends at Biñho. Again, that's code BiñhoBennett62 for 10% off your next order from our friends at Biñho when you shop using the link in the description. That way Biñho knows you're coming from us. And we thank Biñho for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Last bit here is just shouting out 800 episodes of this podcast. And, I know I tend to get pretty emotional when we have big milestone episodes like this, when we have big guests, when we have, big, company news, when we have big things happen. But let me tell you, man, when we hit these 100 episode milestones, it's pretty crazy, because that means we're approaching, another year of doing this thing. And to have started this in February of 2018, right after an Eagles Super Bowl victory, the first of our lifetime, and to have the overwhelming response that we got on that first episode, episode 0, to then have us continue pushing forward, and, different eras of the show where, there was 4 of us and we had a producer, and we're doing it in a small room here in the basement in the underground. And and then to, shift the format a little bit, and then it kind of turned into, for a long stretch, myself and Matt kind of just running, a dynamic duo type of situation there. And then, we bring in people like Pat Pitts. We bring in people like Stephen McAvoy. We bring in people like DJ, Christian, Harrison, Casey and Owen, Mark. We bring people in to this universe who weren't, original members, and that's okay. But, to see what we have been able to accomplish, to see what this company has been able to do, when we had people like Brooke Destra and Alex McIntyre, Brooke goes on to continue to still do amazing things at NBC Sports Philadelphia. Alex McIntyre goes on to be, one hell of a world-class photographer, and, now doing her thing and looking to get her, medical schooling finished up and going to be doing big things in life. I'm so proud of the two of them, to see what we have done. We've had multiple people come in for stints and then go on to ESPN. Brittany Wilbur working social at NASCAR. We've had some really cool stuff happen at this company through 800 episodes of the flagship program, Talking Philly Sports. And, to be able to hang our hat and keep our heads held high, that we were able to navigate through a global pandy-wandy when no sports were going on, to know we had the support of a cult hero Philadelphia 76er in Mike Scott, to experience the Bryce Harper signing, to be here for the reveal of what is now one of the most beloved mascots in all of sports and Gritty, to see Jalen Hurts win a Super Bowl, to witness highs and lows, to see, our teams lose championships. We've seen more lost championships in this show's history than we've seen won championships. We saw the Eagles lose a Super Bowl. We saw the Union lose an MLS Cup title. We saw the Phillies lose a World Series. It's tough to win. So to see Jalen and the Eagles win a Super Bowl recently, to see the Phillies just continue to be competitive and continuing to push towards winning that World Series. And I know the playoff results haven't been there, but let me tell you, they're going to do it at some point with this core. I just know it in my heart of hearts. To see the growth and development of Tyrese Maxey, to experience Joel Embiid for what he has been for this organization, to see the Flyers finally commit to a rebuild, to see the Philadelphia Union become a more popular team, to see Philadelphia get not one but two lacrosse teams in the professional ranks during the existence of this show, is pretty special. And, the experiences we have had and been able to, go through, speaks volumes about the people who listen to this show. All of you at home who listen, watch, subscribe, comment, follow on social media, you guys are what make this engine go. The fact that this podcast is the result, not the result, this podcast has resulted in me getting a play-by-play broadcasting job with my high school and being the voice of my high school's athletic department and doing a weekly podcast with our football team since the first year we existed as an expansion franchise here on the network is pretty awesome. To see that we've expanded to cover professional soccer, professional lacrosse, movies and television shows, professional golf, motorsports, the Olympics, all while talking Philly sports with you all twice a week, is incredible to me. We've added a wrestling show to this network. It's pretty damn special. And, 800 episodes of a podcast. That doesn't happen to anyone. There's a lot of dedication, a lot of long nights, a lot of hours that get put into this thing, and somehow you all still keep listening. And I genuinely cannot thank you all enough from the bottom of my heart, because you're helping me, live out a dream by doing this. And the fact that I get to sit here twice a week, I know it's not always on time, just like this episode probably won't be, but the fact that I get to sit in front of this microphone, in front of a webcam, in front of a big computer screen, and talk Philly sports the way that they should be talked about, and enjoying Philly sports with all of you 2 times a week, is something I do not take for granted whatsoever. It's really special to me. The fact that we are 0.8 of the way to quadruple digits. I know that'll be another 2 years, but it's crazy to think that, we started in a small room talking on a Facebook page about the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl. And here we are, 800 episodes later, 2-time Super Bowl champions. Bryce Harper is a Philadelphia Philly. So much has happened over the last almost 8 years. And it's all because of people like you at home, listening, watching, sharing the show with your people, and making a kid from South Jersey's dreams come true, along with the crew that we have been able to assemble so far. It's pinch me moments, because sometimes it just doesn't feel real that we get to do this every single day of the week. And people tune in, people watch, people listen, and I'm eternally grateful for each and every one of you for allowing us to do this and continuing to do this. We will continue to do it until the day I can no longer speak, because I'm in this for the long haul. I want to change the way Philly sports are talked about, the way they are covered. And that was our mindset from the beginning about starting this whole thing. And now more than ever, we need more outlets that care about our teams, that care about our players, that aren't just trying to get the hot takes, that aren't just trying to get people to call into a radio station, that aren't just trying to get clicks with headlines. More now than ever, we're here for you guys. So thank you for allowing us to do this, for allowing us to continue doing this. And here's to the next 800 plus episodes of Underground Sports Philadelphia. That is all I've got for you guys. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI. We're on every social platform across the board. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. Goes a long way for helping us continue to grow. Oh, big yawn. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. We are trying to get to 1,200 subscribers before the end of the year. We're 33 away. Can you help us get there? YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. And guys, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland, my hometown. That's another credit. My hometown sponsors this show, as we are sitting here on episode 800. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Finally, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode 800. I'm going to say that again. This has been episode 800 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Monday's episode, we will have a big-time preview for Monday Night Football as the Eagles get set to do battle against the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll see if Justin Herbert's going to be playing or not. See what's going on with the Birds and their injuries and a whole lot more. We'll talk Sixers, we'll talk Flyers, and whatever the hell else comes across the docket to kick off the next 100-episode capsule of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Who knows what the 800s will bring to us. I'm your boy KB, though. And until Monday, I'm getting the heck up out of here. I'm signing off. Thank you for 800 episodes of this here podcast. And I will see you all on Monday. Go Birds. Go Flyers. Go Sixers. Go Union. Go Phils. Go Dogs. Go Wings. Catch you on the flip side. But I'm signing off. Peace.